Well, greetings everyone. This month we have a couple of things to fill you in on. Want to bring you up to speed on some of the things just to follow up on the President of India's visit last month, at the beginning of March. After his visit, had a visit from the ladies who had actually celebrated the Women's Indian Association 100th anniversary. So representatives from that group came by and we had a chance to spend some good time. It was a nice visit and I look forward to more of the same sorts of things. Actually, probably we're going to be having the head of that group, Padma, will be speaking at our upcoming international convention. She has a wonderful perspective on the work that Annie Besant inaugurated. So that was very good. We also had some very high-level music performance that took place. A lady by the name of Valerie Naranjo. Some of you might be familiar with her if you're familiar with the music business at all. She was involved in the writing of the music for the Lion King Broadway play. She's been involved with the Saturday Night Live for about 17 years. She's rated one of the top percussionists in the world. Deeply spiritual woman as well. So she came and did a brief conversation and performance for us at our Leadbeater Chambers dining hall. Beautiful, beautiful setting for it. Open air, banyan tree in the background. So share some of that with you, along with the actual music that she played. So that was something quite special. Also during this month, one of the things that probably many of you are aware of, maybe many of you are not, at Adyar, there are more things going on than just programs about Theosophy and its teachings. In fact, we have a vocational training center. We have a social welfare center for little bitty kids. We have two vocational training centers, and we have an animal dispensary. But this month, my wife Lily had made some collections for donations to do some special things for the vocational training center. So I'll show you a little bit about that. Was able to get a number of brand new sewing machines. Vocational Training Center is something that trains younger women, generally as women who have families, so that they can actually start a profession that they can operate even out of their own homes. So it adds an income source, which has been very, very important over the years to families in Chennai. It's women, and they're trained in tailoring, in sewing of various different types, in clothing design, and they do some quite wonderful things, as you'll get a chance to see. Many people who come to Adyar, who know about Adyar, really don't get to see these sorts of things, which we're also doing every single day. It's a wonderful work of service. And then, as many of you know, we have been raising funds for the renovation of Adyar, something that started a year ago at our convention, and we've been doing really quite well. People have been very generous and very responsive. So at this point, we're going to begin the actual process. Our first building of the of the 5 that we targeted, we're going to do Blavatsky Bungalow, which is a heritage building. That's to say that it's a historic building in India. Beautiful building. It's where we have our School of the Wisdom every year. And we're going to be doing more things. It, of course, has fallen into some disrepair over the years, but we have been able to contact he's one of the top people in all of India in repair of this type of building. The construction methods for Blavatsky Bungalow and our other heritage buildings are very different than what we're accustomed to in Europe or in America, where it's concrete, steel, wood. This is lime plaster, which it is a brilliant product for tropical India because it breathes. It conducts water, it evaporates the water, so it's a cooling sort of a technology. But the technology has been lost with the move into the current methods that we use now. So this gentleman, Nilesh Thakkar, has been restoring that, and he's been doing projects similar to ours all over India. So show you some of the things that are involved with Blavatsky Bungalow. At some point, I'm going to do one of these blogs that will specifically address the really unusual nature of the architecture and why it's perfect, but it also causes us the problems that we have. So that's something maybe we'll do in a future blog. But for this one, just going to take you inside of Blavatsky Bungalow, take a look at it, and get ready, because we're going to be showing you more things as this renovation process continues. But this is going to be the kickoff. So take a look. As always, I hope you enjoy. Following President Pranab Mukherjee's visit to the Adyar campus last month, some of the ladies from the Women's Indian Association came by my office so we could exchange some gifts, have some tea, and spend some time talking. Then Valerie Naranjo, a world-famous percussionist, came to Adyar. It was arranged by Srinivas Krishnan, shown here. She's a musician well known for her work in composing the music for the Lion King Broadway show, and also 20 years of Saturday Night Live. She has been recognized as one of the world's great percussionists, particularly on certain instruments. She led us in song. And then she got a chance to play her main instrument, which is the jili, a West African instrument of which she was the first woman to play. It's a male-dominated instrument traditionally. Now she's one of the great players in the world. An intimate gathering at the Leadbitter Chambers dining area with the banyan tree in the background. Valerie is an intensely creative person. It was wonderful to connect with her. In last month's blog, I told you about how Vikhao Chin had given a donation to my wife Lily and Patricia Calvi on behalf of the TOS Italy for the vocational training center that we have at the TS in Adyar. The Vocational Training Center does great work with women teaching tailoring and sewing skills, also weaving and knitting, so that they can have a career and have an income for their families. My wife had arranged to purchase brand new sewing machines to upgrade the things that they have there. Quite a number of them is what she ended up getting. And so now they have new machinery, so they had a special thank you celebration for all of those who had been involved. And so it was a lovely, lovely afternoon. All of the students had convened for the occasion, and so speeches were given by the students, thank you speeches. We were up on the dais in front. The speeches were given by some of the people who were donors and participants. International Secretary Maria Artema spoke to the crowd. She was also one of our donors. My secretary of the OES, Olcott Educational Society, the treasurer for the Theosophical Society, and others all had a chance to speak before viewing the new machines and their setup. We went next door to the other room where they do a lot of the work and had a chance to see the new setup and the lovely, lovely new machines. Everybody was very proud and very happy about the moment, and had a chance to show some of the other work that they do there. Some of the really fine work of sewing that's being done by these young women. Many of the patterns and outfits they design as well as sew, so the whole process they do. In addition to these sewing machines, Lily got some mannequins for them so that they can actually display their works and the different styles that they do. very impressive mannequins, one of them in particular. You may remember when I walked in to the place, this picture that I showed earlier. This woman here, I walked right by her only to find out later that she was one of the mannequins, dressed to the nines, with the styles developed by the people at the school. Beautiful afternoon, a wonderful work that's happening there. As many of you know, we've been raising funds for the last year and a half for Adyar renovation. Very happy to announce we're going to be beginning our first project with Blavatsky Bungalow. Blavatsky Bungalow is a heritage building, lovely architectural features, but many of them have been in a state of disrepair for some time. So we have engaged one of the really premier people in terms of all of India, in terms of this type of building and building renovation and restoration. So all of these figures are going to be getting a facelift that should last beyond all of our lifetimes. This will be the first of the projects that we engage in. Obviously there are a number of others, but this one I think is the most compact, most logical project to begin with. So we'll keep you updated as things move along with this beautiful building. It's really going to be one of the jewels for the Theosophical Society in Adyar. It's where we hold our School of the Wisdom year after year. Just one of the things that we all will be able to look forward to in years to come.